Welcome to Chicago for Game 1 of the Subaru Series presented by Mike Shaw Subaru. Beautiful day off Lake Michigan, and at the corner of Clark and Addison lies Wrigley Field celebrating 100 years of baseball. That's right, Rockies opening up a 4-game set on the north side tonight, 3 in the evening, 1 in the afternoon before Colorado will escape to Detroit. And good evening, everybody. Welcome upstairs to Wrigley Field with my partner, George Frazier. I'm Drew Goodman. Glad, of course, you're along with us. We talked tonight about Nolan Arenado off the top. Now, he got his wrist slapped a couple of days ago. He owned up to the fact that he didn't hustle to first. He learned from it, and since then he's been on a tear. Actually, in the second half, he's really been swinging the bat well. You know, you and I are both parents. And as parents, sometimes you have to punish your kids. And when you punish your kids, you want them to own up and move on, and that's exactly what he's done.
Yeah, he got sent to the principal's office, and when he came out of it, he came out hacking, folks. He came out swinging. I think that's the biggest thing you can take out of this. Since the All-Star break, the 4 doubles and 3 home runs, the average obviously not like what he would like to have, but he has hit the long ball. And since he has gone to the principal office, it's been a lot of fun to watch, I can tell you that. Nicknamed him today line drive. It seems like all he has done is hit line drive home runs into the outfield, doubles into the gap, and he's excited about playing. And he understands what happens, and this is the way he's responding. He's playing great baseball, swinging the bat extremely well.
Yeah, and the last 2 home runs you just saw there, George, to dead center field, 420, 430 feet.
Absolutely, and that shows you the type of power this young man can have. And what I like about it is his response to all of this, very businesslike about everything he's doing in batting practice. You watch him hitting BP, you watch what he's doing taking ground balls. It's back to being what they thought they were going to look at every day.
Well, the Rockies had a nice series against the Pirates. They scored 21 runs. They took 2 of 3 from the Bucks. They'll hope to continue that trend here in Chicago. It's the Rockies. It's the Cubs. Come on back to Wrigley Field with us. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by your neighborhood Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places. By Inova Cancer Care, treat prostate cancer painlessly in only 5 sessions with minimal side effects. Visit InovaCC.com. By CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Southwest Airlines, find our fares online only at Southwest.com. Back on a sunny but cool evening at Wrigley Field in Chicago. The Rockies and Cubs ready to go, and the Rockies have already had a late change. Charlie Blackmon will lead things off. We'll tell you about the change here as we glance at the Southwest batting order of Walt Weiss. Originally Josh Rutledge, who's been swinging the bat very well, was in the 2 spot. He has been scratched. We literally just got word of that about 2 minutes ago. So Charlie Culberson will move into the shortstop spot defensively. He'll hit 8th. That's where DJ was hitting. DJ slides up to the 2 spot, then Cargo. Nolan Arenado, who we featured a few moments ago, Willeen Rosario, Brandon Barnes, Ben Paulson, Culberson, and then Flande. And making the start for just the 3rd time in his big league career is 33-year-old Tsuyoshi Wada. And Tsuyoshi Wada is a veteran of 9 seasons pitching in Japan. And then he went to the Baltimore organization and signed a minor league deal, and he promptly blew out his elbow. Had Tommy John surgery. Last year he was in the Baltimore system. He's not one of these guys who is a big star in Japan. He was very good in Japan, but didn't come over here for huge money and sign a major league deal, George.
107 and 61 in Japan with a 313 earned run average over those years that Drew talked about. Difficult with runners on base. They've hit 389 against him. And the reason he got this opportunity is what he had accomplished at Iowa. 10 and 6, 277 earned run average.
Blackmon hits it in the air in foul ground and hoping for a play. And did he make the play or no? The ball popped out. Fortunately for Charlie, the ball popped out of the glove of Emilio Bonifacio. And Charlie has a new life, 2-2. Here's the Inova Cancer Care numbers on WADA. Non-surgical treatment of prostate cancer. Visit InovaCC.com.
And prior to this year, he had really struggled at the minor league level with Baltimore. He's mentioned 10 and 6 overall record. He was 5 and 7 with Baltimore before the injury happened.
So the left-hander ready to go, and that's inside. 3-2 now on Charlie. First matchup of the season between the Rockies and Cubs. Similar to the Pirates series, the Rockies went there, and then the Pirates a few days later came to Colorado. When the Rockies return home, the Cubs will be coming to town. Strike 3. Wada got him with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball on the inside corner. Take a look at the Cubs defense, brought to you by Excel Energy. Visit responsiblebynature.com today to learn more. In the outfield, the former Rookie of the Year with the Marlins, Chris Coghlan. Junior Lake is in center field, and Justin Ruggiano is in right. Ruggiano also time with the Marlins. Bonifacio, Castro, Alcantara is at second. Anthony Rizzo having a big year. He's at first base. And the veteran John Baker is behind the plate. And that's strike 1 on DJ. Mayhew, that second spot in the lineup, so accustomed to batting 8th. That's a strike also.
And now you can prepare for his changeup. That's his best pitch. Talking about Wada is his changeup. His fastball is going to be 88 to 91 miles an hour with some sink and tail to the right-handers. He throws a slurvy type curveball.
Went fastball for show away. It's 1-2. DJ covers the changeup there.
They have a couple of prospects at the AAA level, one being Dallas Beeler, who's come up and made a couple of starts this year. He's 0-2. Wada was the other. It's a building process here in Chicago.
Theo Epstein, when he took over, said it would be a process. It would take some time. And they have put together now through drafts and trades, most recently the Jefferson Margin deal, Jason Hamill deal, Addison Russell, one of the top prospects in the game, coming from Oakland, a shortstop. They now have a really deep system.
Very deep system, not only on the position side, but also on the pitching side of things.
And a strikeout of DJ. So 2 strikeouts to begin for Tsuyoshi Wada. And that'll bring up Cargo.
Elevated fastball right out of the hand of Wada. You can see the location of this pitch where he wanted it, up a little bit on the inner half of the plate after staying away. In 113 innings, he'd struck out 120 and only walked 28 at the AAA level this year.
Impressive. Cargo came into the ball game late yesterday, had 2 at bats, was 0 for 2. He's way out in front of that breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Cargo's always hit well against the Cubs. .393 career average.
Huge numbers. Jerry White, longtime outfielder with the Montreal Expos. John Olerud, Gonzalez, Carl Everett, Carlos Hernandez, all very good, accomplished big league players.
He went slider again, 3 straight sliders. It's 1 and 2.
The first 2 were a little softer. The last a little tighter. Tighten up the break on that slider.
And he struck him out with high heat, so Wada strikes out the side to begin the ball game. Johan Flande to the hill when we return. Johan Flande making his 5th start for the Rockies, veteran minor leaguer who's done a solid job since coming up. Emilio Bonifacio, he's been around for a while now. Switch hitting leadoff man. He'll be followed in Rick Renteria's lineup by Alcantara. This is a good-looking kid. Arsmende Alcantara. Mende Alcantara is what they say for short. Anthony Rizzo has 25 home runs. That leads the National League. Then Starlin Castro, Justin Ruggiano, Chris Coghlan, Junior Lake, John Baker, and Tsuyoshi Wada. And the numbers brought to you by Inova Cancer Care. Non-surgical treatment of prostate cancer. Visit InovaCC.com.
Well, there's a couple of things you'd like to see him straighten up, and I think that's why he has a 720 earned run average. The opposition, first and second time through, have 273 average, but then it gets pretty dicey. 615 the third time through the lineup. Left-handers have hit 260, right-handers 360. Well, you like to take care of business when you get guys on base, and they've hit 364 leading off an inning.
1-0 on Bonifacio. Bonifacio and the guy who's hitting second, Alcantara, can fly. So you have to shorten up a little bit in the infield. Nolan Arenado protecting against the bunt. Now with the pitch called a strike, he'll back up a little bit. A guy like D. Gordon of the Dodgers, you can't go too far back because he'll bunt with one strike. That's a foul ball. Good job coming out of the chute by Rosario.
Well, there's no question on Greg Gibson either when he came out from behind. He got perfect alignment with Laline, even though he's looking up that first base line right now. Laline's going to shoot out of the box, catch this thing in the air, and he is in foul territory when he grabbed the baseball.
One ball, 2 strikes. Bonifacio slices that foul. For Flande, George, it's been a situation where usually a couple times through the lineup he's good, and then that, as you were saying, that third time they kind of get after him a little bit, and that's not unusual for pitchers that are not real familiar with the big leagues.
273 average the first 2 times through, then the third time through 615. I mean, it's almost a 400-point jump. So that's where you either got to mix things up, have a little luck go your way. He has not gone past the 6th inning in any one of his starts this year at the big league level. Today's a new day. You hope it happens today.
Center field, pretty well hit, but plenty of room out there for Charlie Blackmon. Take a look at our McDonald's pitch menu on Johan Flande. Now at McDonald's, you can enjoy a sweet, creamy McCafe iced coffee. George?
Right, look at these percentages. This is what I look at, folks, an awful lot. All right, 283 on the fastball, change up 286. When you see it jump this high on the slider at 474, it tells me one thing. You're hanging a lot of them in the middle of the plate. So think about that back foot to the right-handers. Think about trying to sweep it off the plate a little bit to left-handers and improve that average against the slider.
Arismendi Alcantara. And Alcantara, looking at his minor league numbers, he's not a big guy, but George, he's hit for some pop in the minor leagues, double-digit home runs. He can really run.
Bat speed. You're talking about bat speed through the zone. You don't have to be a big guy to hit the ball a long ways if you got some bat speed.
This is fair, and it takes a funny hop, and it'll be an infield hit. You see the ball jump away from Flande. Oh, it is a foul ball. Okay.
Yeah. Both umpires, particularly Jerry Lane down at third base, threw his hands up immediately to let Gibson know that it was a foul ball. That's a funny spin coming off the backside with this ball. Now that's a slider spin. Look at the location. Good location.
It hit his arm.
Yep, sure did. Hit his arm in the batter's box, which makes that a dead baseball. But man, when it came off of there, it had some kind of English.
So the 22-year-old from Santo Domingo will step back in. Johan Flande's ahead of him 1-2. On the ground to third. Good pickup.
Short hop. That's a tough play, and Arenado made it look easy. You know, you're coming in on the ball because you know you have speed at the plate. And then that short hop gets you. He tried to take those 2 steps in, catch it on the bigger hop, handled the short, and made the throw. It's all about confidence, timing, and feeling of the baseball. And Arenado has some of the best, obviously, with a gold glove.
And that's one of the difficult parts of playing third base. You don't get to pick your hop. Good play. Rizzo takes strike one. Anthony Rizzo won the final vote for the final spot on the National League All-Star team. Just edged out Justin Morneau. Both were deserving. Rizzo, since the break, has hit 5 home runs. He's batting .375 in the second half. He's moved in front of Tulowitzki and Giancarlo Stanton in home runs with 25. Stanton's got 23. Tulo on the DL with 21. Marlon Byrd is at 20. Todd Frazier was in the home run contest for the Reds. He's got 20 as well. Two and two on Rizzo. The thing I've been impressed with Flande. Not intimidated, not afraid, pitching at this level.
Well, he's been around for a while. You know, this is it's not like a young kid coming up to the big league level. I mean, he's been at the AAA level, what, 4 or 5 years before he ever got up here. I'm sure he's been at big league camp numerous times with different teams. He was with the Rockies this year. So you're kind of used to the environment, even though you're not, you know, your first time pitching at Wrigley Field, other venues at the big league level. It's not like you're handicapped or he's not intimidated by any of this.
You can hear Greg Gibson bark out 3-2. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the first inning. Fastball in. Flande made a good pitch. Greg Gibson's behind the plate. Phil Cuzzi's at first. Will Little at second. And the crew chief, there he is, Jerry Davis at third.
Interesting note, yesterday the ball game went 4 hours at Coors Field, and the umpire crew missed their plane, so they had to get up real early this morning to ensure the fact that they got to Cincinnati on time for today's ball game. Poor scheduling, that's what I said to them.
Cincinnati's not always easy to get to from Denver. 3-2. Got him. Good job pitching by Flande. He gets a 1-2-3 first as he punches out Anthony Rizzo. We'll go to the second. No score at Wrigley Field on a Monday evening.
Well, a lot of talk around the Rockies actually surrounds Troy Tulowitzki being in New York to catch a Yankees game yesterday. Well, his manager, Walt Weiss, didn't see too much of why everyone's making a controversy about it.
I don't think Tulo expected it to blow up like it did. I think it was a pretty innocent situation that got carried away, I guess, because all the rumors in the winter about him and the Yankees and Jeter and all that stuff. It just, fueled that fire. But he told me he was going to see his mom before he had the procedure done, and she was in New York. So I think it's a lot more has been made of it than it actually was.
Well, Walt Weiss putting out the rumors there on Troy Tulowitzki as Nolan Arenado flies out to center field. You talk about Troy. He was originally in Philadelphia to see a specialist. He did have some dry needle treatment today on his leg. Walt Weiss said it'll take probably a couple days for that to kick in and for them to come up with a game plan for him while he's on the disabled list. Guys, rumors, they're rested.
I like it. The rumor mill is out.
One out as Arenado pops to center field. Willeen Rosario coming up. Willeen hitting .292 against lefties this year. That's on the ground to short. Starlin Castro's been playing outstanding defense. Errorless in his last 34 ball games, and they're 2 outs very quickly. Brandon Barnes will be next. Who wants tacos? Remember, if the Rockies score 7 or more during any game, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day. Do it between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies tacos special. Liv Moss at Taco Bell. Always good to be at Wrigley Field. George, you played here.
Love it.
Mid-'80s, and I know you enjoyed it. You played before there were night games.
Before there was night games, all-day games, batting practice, 8:45 for pitchers, sometimes 9:15 in the morning.
That kind of curtailed your night.
And we got crazy weather here at the end of July at Wrigley Field. I can remember days of taking batting practice, short sleeve shirt, wailing away at 9 o'clock in the morning. We hit till 10 as a team. You go in the locker room, you come back out, start the game, you go back in and get a parka. I mean, a wind would be coming off the lake. It'd be cold. The temperature would drop, and it always seemed that on that day, Sutcliffe was pitching. I think that's why he went 16-1 in 1984.
He worked it out with the weather.
He did. He had a great deal with it. He was pretty good.
1-1 on Brandon Barnes with a 2-run home run yesterday. 2 outs, nobody on. That's fouled off.
But I like playing in the city. The city was a great place to be here, and with the Cubs winning, that was all the start of Harry Carey and everything going on, and dancing on the dugouts and having fun and enjoying the game. And I went to the playoffs in '84, won 2 straight here, got beat by San Diego out there 3 straight. But I mean, it was a fun time to play the game. It was fun to be in Chicago.
It's a great city, world-class city. Tied 2-2. I missed you again on the run this morning, but I was out on the lake, George.
I went early.
Is that what happened?
I went real early.
You should have left me a message. The wind was howling.
Well, it could do that.
I mean, it was.
Okay, I'm going to help you out a little bit here, too, when you go on that run in the morning. Broken bat off the end of the bat. Barnes will try to beat him. Won't happen. If you see white caps on the lake, you don't run by the lake. You run the other way back to the hotel.
I had to run out into Michigan Avenue, get my hat a couple times. That's how bad it was blowing. Middle of 2, no score. Stadium, up the different ramps. You see a lot of different folks at Wrigley Field. It was filled with Rockies fans, some from the Midwest, some from Colorado have made their way out. A little summertime trip to Chicago. Drew Goodman, George Frazier, Jenny Cavnar, Flande to Starlin Castro, and that's a strike. We've been saying the name Starlin Castro for a while now. Do you realize, Frazier, he's still only 24 and he's got 800+ hits in the big leagues?
Yeah, this kid came up. What a player. And they rewarded him a year ago with a big-time contract. Well-deserved. His fielding has gotten much better every single year. He still looks like a 19-year-old kid.
He does. Plays with great energy, and he's having a better year, not only, as you mentioned, with the glove this year, but he's having a better year offensively.
He's hit fourth in the lineup for him. I know the left-hander's on the mound tonight, but fourth in the lineup to tell you what they think about his power, which he has started to demonstrate a little bit more with 11 home runs. 2 behind Rizzo on the team lead of RBIs with 54.
There's Rick Renteria. He's got 11 home runs, George mentioned, with the RBI total. Last year he hit only 10 home runs. He's a strikeout victim. Flande with his second, and that'll bring up Justin Ruggiano. We haven't checked the Rockies gloves. We'll do that now. It's brought to you by Excel Energy. Visit responsiblebynature.com to learn more. Brandon Barnes is in left field. Blackman's at center. Cargo is in right. Culberson's playing short. Remember, Rutledge was a late scratch. Arenado, LeMahieu, and Ben Paulson round out the infield with Willeen Rosario doing the catching. First pitch to Ruggiano is an all-speed delivery. It misses, ball 1.
The reason he's in the lineup tonight, pretty simple. You look at July in the National League batting average. Seth Smith at 415 and Ruggiano at 381 is second. Span, Coughlin is fourth at 370. LeMahieu, 362, is fifth.
2-0's in there, 2-1. You know, Wrigley Field's always been known as a good hitter's park. George will tell you it depends what the wind's doing. It depends what time of year. Early in the year, it's tough to hit here. It's 368 in the alleys, and it's one of the reasons that when the wind is blowing out, there are a lot of home runs here, because 368 is probably in those power alleys about 20 feet on average or so shallower than what you'll see in most ballparks.
It's 390 in Coors Field. Tells you one thing. I mean, that's 22 feet. Plus, a lot of home runs, high fly balls get caught in the basket here. That basket comes out. So even though 368, it's not really 368. It's about 365. Because the basket just, I mean, this thing hangs out, and then you got the back wall behind it.
Now Ruggiano stays hot with the bat. He's the first base runner of the ball game. A 1-out single here in the second. And that'll bring up Chris Coughlin.
It's got a lot of quirks too. I mean, all the different angles on the ballpark that you deal with on the outfield wall. It comes around and then it jets out, or I should say jets back out and then back in again. You're talking about right here in the corner. Both corners, right and left, are that way. They are set that way. Cool night. Fans, not as many as you would expect at Wrigley Field on a July night of baseball, but still a decent crowd. 63 degrees at the ballpark.
You don't expect to see a blanket in July, do you?
No, wait. You know what? It's Jenny did her hit a minute ago, and she talked when she tossed to Walt about Tulo. There was a blanket salesman behind her, down behind in the ballpark. How many ballparks have blanket salesmen?
I don't know.
Walking around.
We should have thought of that tonight.
Yeah, we could have sent Dougie out. Dougie's with us on the trip.
Chris Coughlin hitting 273.
There he is. See? Blanket salesman.
That's outside. Coughlin in 2009 came up from New Orleans with the Marlins. Hit 321, 9 home runs, 47 RBIs, poked 31 doubles, walked 53 times, ended up capturing the National League Rookie of the Year award.
Yeah, he did. Oh, come on, Jerry.
The next year he dropped to 268.
Another look at that side swing coming forward. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're right, Jerry. Sorry, Jerry. Talking about Jerry Davis, third base umpire.
2-1. The point is, since Coghlan won the Rookie of the Year, it's been up and down. This should be too. Take it yourself, Charlie. He will. End of inning. Well, once again, Flande doing his thing. Gave up a base hit, got a ground ball behind it. We'll go to the third. No score. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the Ford Fusion. Power you want and good looks too. Ford, go further. By Bluebell Ice Cream. And by McDonald's. Now at McDonald's, you can enjoy a sweet cream in the cafe iced coffee. Chicago River downtown. We're on the north side where the Cubs and Rockies are beginning a 4-game set. The third inning, the Rockies will have Paulson, Culberson, and Johan Flande.
See, you ran. I swam. I went down to the river and swam.
Did you?
This morning. Yeah. Had little floaties on. It was good.
Oh, man. I was going to say Luca Brasi swims with the fishes. Is that you?
Uh-huh.
Ben Paulson has made quite an impression in his first week in the big leagues. He steps in with a .474 average. He's got 4 doubles already. Yesterday he had a hustle double.
Yeah, a lot of doubles down at AAA too, and it is that hustle that has been most impressive for Walt Weiss. He has hit the ball to all fields and has come up with some big hits during his time here with the Colorado Rockies. A couple of RBIs on the season for him. He hasn't been in an RBI position a lot.
You know, you never want to take it for granted. Whatever your position is in Major League Baseball, we as broadcasters don't want to take for granted coming to places like Wrigley Field. George, obviously you played a long time. Fortunate to call this your home park. But I was just thinking, Ben Paulson stepped in there. He's looking around.
Sure.
And this is his first time at historic Wrigley Field. And he has a base hit. Pulled it past a diving Anthony Rizzo. 10th major league hit.
It appeared to be a hanging breaking ball on the inner half of the plate that Paulson just drove through. He's playing every day at AAA, and you don't know how many times maybe he has already seen Wada at the AAA level, because they, Colorado Springs and Iowa are both in the Pacific Coast League. Sometimes the best scouting report is that one, the guy that has faced him before. Well, Charlie Culberson was probably thinking, all right, if I hit, it's going to be late in the game. It's going to be against Russell coming out of the bullpen, maybe Wesley Wright. And all of a sudden, he's in the lineup. I will say this, he went out early today with Blake Doyle, but the hitting cages are here in underneath the right field bleachers, and he was out there early with Paulson. Barnes went out to hit early. Charlie Blackmon was out hitting early before they hit on the field. A lot of times managers, and I'm not saying Walt's going to do it here, but when a guy's struggling at the plate, they'll put on a hit and run because you become so conscious as a hitter to stay back. You get your hands inside the ball. You're trying to hit the ball through the right side with a runner on first, and sometimes that can springboard you into being hot for 2 or 3 days.
This ball lined to center field. Get down. Nope. Hit too hard.
Yeah, hit way too hard. Man, you smacked that one, Charlie.
Junior Lake making the catch. 1 out. That'll bring up Johan Flande. He'll try to move Ben Paulson along with a bunt. Subaru brings you the manager's challenge. If there's a questionable call, instant replay will be used to determine the outcome. It's brought to you each night by Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. So after the line out, here's Flande. Oh, and 1. Bonifacio creeping in at third. Rizzo ready to charge. And the bunt goes right back to Wada, and he'll go to first. So Flande gets the job done with 2 outs. The Rockies have a runner at second. Well, earlier today, speaking of getting BP in, also pictures in the ballpark. This is Walt's youngest son, Brock, who grows like 2 inches every day. Trying to get lost in the ivy. Dad's capturing it.
Building memories.
Yeah, Brock's 11. Walt and Terry kept it simple. Every one of the boys has a name that starts with a B. Charlie Blackmon at the plate. Charlie caught looking on a 3-2 inside fastball. And this ball's in the air to left field. Coughlin has it, and the Rockies will leave a runner at second base. Ben Paulson with a base hit. Nothing else across. Middle of 3, no score. Rockies and Cubs scoreless as we go to the bottom of the third. Bottom third of the lineup also for Chicago against Johan Flande. It's time for the injury reports brought to you by University of Colorado Health. Justin Morneau's playing tonight with the Colorado Springs Sky Sox. He's had a great year so far, and if all goes well, he could be back and ready to go tomorrow. He's eligible to come off the DL tomorrow, so Morneau has a good night in Colorado Springs and is back here with the Rockies as they take on the Cubs in Game 2. This on the ground is short. Ball came up a little bit on Culberson. He stayed with it. Strong throw, and he gets Junior Lake one out. We'll bring up John Baker.
Lake now 3 for 46. It has been a struggle for him. Hey, the first 15,000 fans through the gates on Tuesday, August 5th will receive a Jeep Rally Cap. Get your tickets for that ball game when the Cubs are in town. You know, you'd love to have that. Jeep Rally Cap. Tuesday, August the 5th, Cubs are in town. First 15,000 will get one.
Two catchers are Wellington Castillo, who gets most of the reps, and John Baker. John making his 36th start behind the plate. Club's done pretty well with him back there, 16 and 19. He's hitting .326 his last 16 games.
Still having a problem throwing out base runners. He calls a great game. He works the pitcher through innings very, very well. But there's been 34 stolen bases. He's caught 3.
Flande's ahead 0-2.
You know, normally you say a little bit outside, a little bit high, a little bit. That one was really short and low.
It wasn't low, George, because after it hopped over the shoulder of Rosario. So that's really an incorrect description.
It hit low at 50.
Oh, it hit low at 50. Well, 50 then you got to say that. It was low at 50 feet.
Yeah. Ooh.
And then it was high again when it got to 60 feet.
I think Rosario wanted strike 3 on that. I think he wanted it called strike 3. Inside heater. Pretty good success with that pitch against Rizzo. Struck him out. Right out of the hand of Johan Flande, trying to run that sinker down and in. A very good location, and fought off by Mr. Baker for a strike.
Two. That's outside. Greg Gibson, another one of those umpires that's appreciated by pitchers and hitters alike because he gives a description. He said ball out. The catcher doesn't have to look back and say, where was that one?
Typically they do that on close pitches.
It's ball pulled foul.
They'll do it on close pitches on the corner. Don't do it necessarily on every pitch.
Flande's got one out in the third inning. Wada's on deck. And he strikes out Baker. Good job by Johan Flande. That's his third strikeout.
Good hard slider to the outer half of the plate down on top of this pitch, which created that good slider down and away. The ball moved away from Baker, fooled by the pitch completely. You can see by his reaction.
fouled it off his body. Still in the batter's box, 0-2. This is game 7 of a 10-game homestand for the Chicago Cubs. They lost 2 of 3 to the Padres, dropped 2 of 3 to the Cardinals, including 1-0 yesterday. 0-2. And this is chopped toward Paulson, and it goes foul. Hey, a reminder, coming up in the 5th inning, it's our Toyota Talk inning. Here's how you get yourself involved. Tweet a question. Use the hashtag Toyota Talk. And we'll answer, as you know, as many as we can during the 5th inning.
I want you to text in who will get an RBI in the 5th inning for the Rockies. Got to guess who might come up. You never know. Throw it in there. It's a Rockies fan too. Come on, text faster now. You know they say you're not supposed to text and drive.
No, you're not.
Right. Well, I don't think they should text and walk down the street either. I grabbed this guy by his shirt tail today and I said, dude, the light's red. You can't walk across there. See, it's not, it doesn't have the walk. He's walking. He's about to walk out in front of a semi. Hey, don't be texting and walking.
I hope you didn't grab him too.
I didn't. I just kept him.
Wada lines one. Barnes lays out and makes the catch. Cargo, excuse me. Cargo lays out and makes the catch. Every night he's making a circus catch. He had the play of the day in baseball yesterday.
Well, all the timing.
Of the 4th, a very familiar place at the friendly confines here for DJ LeMahieu. That's because he made his major league debut as a Cub back in 2011. He was traded that offseason to the Rockies, and DJ's really come on strong as of late. He's had a hot July, hitting .362 so far for the month. I asked him earlier today if his approach has changed at all at the plate.
Sounds kind of funny, but I'm actually taking less swings before the game. I think sometimes I was taking too many swings and, you know, maybe getting a little mental, a little bit too much in my head. And but the last month or so, I've actually taken less swings. I've gone up there relaxed and ready to go, and hopefully I continue that groove.
Well, when you take a look at his numbers for the month, per month, I should say. In April, he was hitting .301. Then in May, he dropped down to .272. June, .253. And really, July, again, he's hitting .362. He's come on strong with 5 extra base hits. That includes a home run and 2 triples so far this month. And 3 games left, and those would all be against his former team. So DJ told me he enjoyed his time as a Cub, grew up in Michigan, just a state across. Has a lot of family and friends here, but he is so glad he's a Colorado Rocky. Guys?
Jenny, thank you. He had 60 at-bats in a Cubs uniform, 15 for 60. .250 average, couple of doubles. Didn't hit his first career home run until getting with the Rockies in 2012.
Well, he's found a home here.
Yes, he has. Got a big fan in the manager, Walt Weiss. So.
Well, you know, the thing about it, a lot of young kids come to the big leagues, they fail. I did it, Jeff did it, Ryan Spielborgs did it. You come up and fail because maybe you're not ready for the atmosphere. You're not ready to be, and you hear this word a lot, a professional.
DJ bounces it to third. Bonifacio, low throw. Rizzo makes the play, 1 out. Wells Fargo customers, get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level tickets today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. Fargo struck out swinging on a high fastball. First inning, Tsuyoshi Wada struck out the side. He has not fanned anybody since then, but he's allowed only 1 base runner. Paulson a single last inning.
Started him out with 2 sweeping sliders that he swung through. Then he came inside with the fastball. This time he started fastball in. John Baker had actually set up on the outside corner, though.
One ball, 1 strike. I think Cargo, George, would you concur, is like a lot of hitters that when they get themselves in a funk, Cargo's trying to get his timing back, being out for so long, that sometimes they almost predetermine when they're going to swing.
Well, they're just looking. You know, they see a ball in a certain zone, they expand out instead of expanding in, defining their strike zone a little more definitive, where they swing. All right, I know I can crush the pitch middle half in. If he can paint the outside corner, I'll give it to him. You know, watch a Buck catch. I mean, you know, a lot of guys give you a big target. Look how small that target is. He's elevating the fastball away here. He's not going to chase it out there. But he just gives such a small target to throw to. And I talk to pitchers about this a lot. What do you see when you look into home plate? They go, what do you mean? I said, what do you see? Well, I see the batter, catcher, umpire. I said, okay, then you've seen too many things. See that right there. Just see the level.
This ball lined to deep left center field, way back, and caught by Coughlin. I thought that had a chance to be caught by the basket out there. You mentioned it off the top of the broadcast. Coughlin robbing Cargo of at least a double.
No question, because if it hits that metal doors, it's going to ricochet right back out into the outfield. May have been more than that, but he took a great angle on the baseball to make this catch in left center field. And knew right where he was. Most guys will tell you they've got 2.5 strides once they feel the grass leave and they get onto the crushed dirt. And of course, Wada's like, yeah, all right, good deal. Nice catch. They didn't catch him in Iowa like that. Cargo's like, I wish you wouldn't have caught him. Arenado's average out on the road, 6th in the National League with a .321 average.
Yeah, he's one of the few Rockies that has hit for a better average out on the road than at home. 2 outs, nobody on. He popped to center field his first time. Time for the big hits presented by Mako, the company that repairs all kinds of hits. Nolan Arenado the last 2 days has hit almost identical home runs to dead center field against the Pirates. Check out your local Mako for collision repairs and auto painting for as low as $449. Visit Mako.com today.
I gotta apologize to Mr. and Mrs. Baker. I've been calling him Buck a couple of times because there is a catcher who swings left-handed. It is Buck that played the big leagues.
Yep, John Buck.
Yeah, Mr. Baker and Mrs. Baker, I apologize.
They will never, ever talk to you again.
Yeah.
2-2.
The one pitch everybody talked about, even Ryan Spielborgs, who played in Japan, made the comment that Wada has a very good changeup. We haven't seen that much tonight. He's had some early outs on swings. He's utilized that fastball both in and out and up and down. Well, they asked for that slider, but they want it down and in on that back foot.
He did. He went around. They checked it out at first base. And Phil Cuzzi punches out Nolan Arenado. That's strikeout number 4 for Wada. Middle of 4, just a hit apiece. Cox, Tom Glavine, Greg Maddux all being inducted into Cooperstown. We spoke of that yesterday. How unusual to have 3 guys that so tied to one club.
What's crazy to me is last year there was not one, which I thought there was, Craig Biggio, worthy of going into the Hall of Fame. But unfortunately, he did not. I think he will eventually at some point.
Well, I think he'll get in next year. I think he was 2 votes shy.
Right.
You hope he 75%. He was at, I believe, 74.6 or 74.8%. So you assume Biggio will go in next year. I'm with you. He deserves to go in.
Doug, what's the largest class to be inducted?
Well, a bunt attempt by Bonifacio. He's always done that well. 1-1. Bonifacio is still one of the faster men in baseball. And one of the things that came out of yesterday, Joe Torre made a very eloquent, not surprisingly so, such a well-spoken guy, terrific leader. He spoke for about 28 minutes. This ball in the air toward Cargo, and Cargo will have to field it on a hop. And he referenced a guy, George, that you obviously knew well, George Steinbrenner. He played for him. He referenced him and said, let's cut to the chase. He goes, I'm here because of the New York Yankees, and then felt horrible because he never worked his way back to thanking the late boss again and the Steinbrenner family, and made amends later on, a heartfelt apology, which I understood why he did it. But so many classy guys going in. We think the world of Joe Torre, as we've gotten to know him through the years. And Bobby Cox, Maddux and Glavine, Frank Thomas. It's just a tremendous class. Bobby Cox mentioned Glavine and Maddux. 2 of the big reasons he's there, and he goes, and I can't leave out this guy who will be in the Hall of Fame also, John Smoltz,
who was there covering it for the MLB Network.
Right.
So it was a pretty neat day for the Atlanta Braves. No question about that.
I think for all baseball fans.
And the largest class, by the way, was in 2006. Bruce Sutter went in. 17 players from the Negro Leagues and the executives, plus a very dear friend of ours, Tracy Ringelsman. All went in the Hall of Fame in 2006. Thanks, Doug.
That's the year the Cowboy went in, and what a neat year to be included. 2-strike count on Alcantara. Andy Alcantara. And this ball's pulled toward left field, and it's going to drop, and Bonifacio is going to go to third, and right behind him in his second is Alcantara with a double.
Blondie had faced the minimum coming in here to the 4th inning. He had given up 1 hit to Luciano, but it had been erased on a double play ball.
And both balls, George, were hitting the right spot. They were off the end of the bat.
Every one of them off the end of the bat. This is the slider we talked about earlier. That ball was on the inner half of the plate, and it allowed him to extend his hands and get this ball out into left field. Barnes cut it off in a hurry. What the Rockies starters have done since the All-Star break is really taken care of this situation, and this is most difficult with runners at second and third and nobody out. The Rockies pitching staff have held the opposition to a 204 average since the break with runners in scoring position. But this is tough. You've got their RBI hitter up, Anthony Rizzo, 25 home runs, 56 RBIs, and there's nobody out at second and third.
And Rizzo hits lefties also. He has 8 of his 25 home runs against lefties. He'll get an RBI here as he grounds to second. Moving from second to third is Alcantara. 1-0 Chicago for Rizzo, his 57th RBI.
Join the Rockies for Faith Day. It's become very popular at the ballpark on Sunday, August the 24th. All the fans are invited to stay for a post-game event featuring special guest speaker Tony Dungy and a concert by Jeremy Camp. So get your tickets today for that ball game on August the 24th, Faith Day at Coors Field.
Now the Rockies will bring the infield in. There's 1 out. Alcantara at third, who runs really well. Starlin Castro at the plate. And that's in and up. Flondale. The Rockies are hitting .278 with runners in scoring position. That's second best in baseball. The Cubs, the other end of the spectrum, second worst in baseball at .216. Ball and a strike on Castro. He's reached safely in 35 of his last 40 games. He never comes off the field. And that's one thing that you like, unless you want him off the field. And he's a guy you want out there. He's getting better and better. George spoke of the fact that he's improved his fielding percentage each year in the big leagues, but he's led the National League for age in at-bats each of the last 3 years.
Well, you got to be on the field to do it. You got to be in the lineup every day. Injuries are not part of his game. Going to try to bust him hard in here. Do not get the strike ball. You mentioned the Cubs being 29th, and it's always intriguing to me that is a deal that the Padres are the worst in baseball with runners in scoring. At 208 with a runners in scoring position. That ball's going to squirt away. Speed at third. Nope, didn't get far enough away. Good job, Orlin Rosario.
Well, George, the month of June, the Cubs hit 171 as a club.
Difficult, and you hit 171. Long, what tough pitch to block for Rosario. Well out in front of the plate. Fight through Greg Gibson to be able to get back to the baseball. Gibson didn't know it had eluded Rosario. Good hustle.
And now with the count 3-1, the Rockies will set up an opportunity for 2 and just pass on Castro. So it'll go as an intentional pass. First and third, and they'll bring up Justin Ruggiano. The day after every Rockies victory, get 40% off your online order at Papa John's. Enter the promo code ROCKSWIN at papajohns.com. Ruggiano had the only hit for the Cubs until this inning. A second inning single to center field. And this is lined toward Cargo. He's coming on. Momentum to the plate. Here's the throw, and not going to get Contra. Took somebody of his speed, George, to probably score, because Cargo had it set up nicely. Momentum coming toward the plate, but Contra can really run.
He can really run. Cargo came in, and I think he had a little bit of tough time getting a grip out of the baseball. Let's watch it right here. Ball caught, a little bit of a pump. When he brought it out of the glove, I thought it rolled up on his hand a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought it rolled up on the hand. Look right here. Boy, it'd be a great look at it. Right there. I thought, see how he had to get a grip and put it against his chest? That bought that extra 4 feet with that speed coming to the plate.
So Ruggiano with the sac fly, and it's 2-0 Chicago. Chris Coghlan is at the plate. Castro remains at first base. Do you remember last year with Cargo when he was on the disabled list? To keep his arm strong, he's long tossing back in Denver. And he decides one day, he actually took video of this, he decides one day that he's going to stand at home plate and throw the ball into the seats in right field. Well, he threw the ball into the second deck.
Strong arm, no question about it. I'd like to see it get on the mound and see what he could do. Why not, right?
There's very little he can't do on a baseball field.
No, there's not. Very talented player. And what I like is his attitude. He just loves being on the stage of a Major League Baseball field. I know I said that the last couple of days, but you know, the more I watch guys play the game, how they conduct themselves, the pride factor they have of putting on a uniform.
One of the reasons that people gravitated toward Willie Mays, for instance, Dad told me so many stories about watching Mays before games were televised very frequently. Strike three on the outside corner. Not only was he a phenomenal talent, maybe the greatest player of all time, one could argue that, but he played with a youthful joy, and that's how Cargo plays. 2-0 Cubs. Presented by Mike Shaw Subaru. With George Frazier and Jenny Cavnar, I'm Drew Goodman. The Cubs got 2 in that last frame against Johan Flandes for the Rockies here in the 5th inning. We'll lead things off with Willeen Rosario. They're trying to figure out Tsuyoshi Wada. So Yoshi Wada came in with an 0-1 record, a 5 ERA, in his last start against the Padres. Didn't get out of the 5th inning, gave up 5 runs on 5 hits, walked 4. But he's been much sharper tonight. He's got 4 punch-outs. Ben Paulson has the only hit. So check this out. The combination of Wada making his 3rd start and Flande making his 5th start, 5 + 3, Frazier's 8.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is that New Jersey math or Colorado math?
Well, that's my New York education.
Right. Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Now, I had to get out the calculator on this, but A.J. Burnett and Bartolo Colon going tonight in New York. That combination has made 817 starts.
Well, they just been around longer. They're old guys. They're just old. That's all.
Well, in the case of Colon, that's probably true.
He's 40. Is he 40 or 41? He's 40. Doug's looking it up right now. He'll let us know.
Phillies and Mets this evening. It's the 1-0 on Willeen. And the baby bull hits a rocket, and Castro catches it in self-defense.
In the dugout, you would have heard that undressed him. It just about did. I mean, that was a line-sinking knuckleball right at shortstop. Holy cow. How'd you like to wear that one there, folks? Look at that thing knuckle and then sink right at the last second, about a foot.
That's actually, as you described, George, that's a tough play.
By the way, Colon's 41.
41, yeah.
He had a birthday this year.
Yeah, both. Listen, if you're celebrating birthdays, it's a good year.
Yeah, it is. I just celebrated one. My mother, she is 96 years old. We had a nice little birthday party with 67 people at the house.
You promised you're going to bring Mom to St. Louis again this year.
We're working on it. We really are. And I'm hoping that she's able to make the trip and come up and sit with us and hang out. She loves the game of baseball. She watches games every night. My sister tells me it's hilarious. She'll watch my son on the internet. She's screaming at the umpires.
Where'd she learn that from?
Actually, my dad. But
so that's where you learned.
The only mother I know that got kicked out of a major league game, Steve Rogers' mother in St. Louis behind home plate. His dad was a dentist, and she was, she's one of these moms you heard 4 fields over in the little league games.
Yes.
And she was riding this umpire behind home plate. Finally, about the 3rd inning, he calls timeout and goes over and tells the ushers, "Get her out of here. Either get her up higher, because I'm tired of hearing it." So they I don't know if they kicked her out, but she wasn't close to the plate anymore.
That reminds me of a mom so passionate about watching her kid as Brandon Barnes takes it low, and every mom, every dad is. Everybody demonstrates it in a different way. But remember Jeff Francis, who got designated today by the Yankees. I'm sure Jeff will land on his feet, but Jeff's mom, first ball game he ever pitched in the big leagues. Boomer. You could hear her everywhere in the county.
I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
Barnes gets underneath this one to center field. Junior Lake, I think he sees it. He doesn't see it. He never did see it. Barnes in a second with a double. It was hard to tell by his body language if he was just settling underneath it or he did not see it, and obviously he did not see it.
Well, he didn't say did. I want to see this in slow motion. Hopefully we see this, not slow motion, but a close-up maybe. I'd like to see if he's yelling, "I need help, I need help, I lost it, where is it, where is it?" I wonder if he's, is he asking? No, he's not asking for any help at all.
Well, his hands are kind of out at the side.
Yeah, but a lot of times you put them out, you got to be yelling, "Where is it, where is it, help me, and kind of let people know. Coughlin came over, got a hold of the baseball, and threw it back in pretty quick.
That is a horrible feeling.
Excuse me, Reggiano did. Oh, yeah, it is. It's in dusk right now. You got the gray sky, but you should have called it.
See if the Rockies can take advantage. Here's Ben Paulson. He has a single in the ball game. That obviously scored as a double. Then bounced one through the right side in the 3rd inning.
Well, the Rockies this year, the last 4 ball games, 17 for 38 in this situation, 447 with runners in scoring position.
Let's take a look at the Steel T Heating and Air Cool Stat. Never a trip charge for repair, $69 value. Steel T, the T stands for trust. Go to steelT.com. Keep visiting this because Ben Paulson keeps demanding that we do. He's hitting his first 7 games in the big leagues, which is tied now with Derek Gibson for the 2nd best stretch all time to begin their career in a Rockies uniform. Got a ways to go, though, to reach Juan Pierre's 16.
You really pull for guys like Ben Paulson because, you know, you spent time with him when he was at Tulsa fishing. You get to know the person. You get to know what he's made of, what he's trying to accomplish. It's fun to be around those guys. See him accomplish it at the big league level.
Got a little daylight play with Starlin Castro. He gets back. Barnes gets back, I should say. Really a pleasant night here in Chicago. Real low humidity, which you don't always say this time of year. This ball's popped up in foul ground, and John Baker makes the catch.
Did something unusual there, and it's most guys will take their mask and toss it when they go to get a ball like this. But, you know, some guys that wear the hockey mask will leave it on. They have such good vision. He had trouble finding it. He thought about tossing, and then he got over and made the catch on the baseball, kind of. Squirted out a little bit right here. You see all the guys stand up. Hey, I got it. No, you don't. It's all the way over here.
Maybe I haven't been looking, but I can't remember the last time, hockey helmet or not, that I saw a catcher make a play with the mask on, without taking it off.
Well, he started to. You notice he started to flip it, and he didn't do it.
Culberson with 2 outs.
You know why I don't think he did it, Drew? Honestly, you notice when he first stood up, good block by Baker. First stood up, he kind of looked like, where's the ball? That's his first reaction. Watch his first reaction. Where is it? So he's looking a little bit. Now he's going to grab it, but he doesn't want to take his eyes off the ball, and he doesn't want to have anything interrupt that vision as he goes after the ball next to the screen. I think that's why he left it on.
There's 2 of the hardest things to do in baseball. For a catcher to turn around and catch a foul pop, he's got so much backspin on it. And for a coach to hit the pop-up that stays right around the plate area. Yeah. That's an art form, man. If you can do that consistently, you ever seen a guy be able to do it consistently?
Tom Kelly was pretty good at it.
Now they cheat. They just use
Al Lanier was really good at it.
Was he?
Yeah. Stick Michaels was good at it.
2-0 on Culberson. He hit a bullet to center field that was caught by Junior late. And this is on one hop to third. Bonifacio. Again a low throw. Safe there.
Boy, there's some hustle by Culberson there.
Great hustle by Charlie Culberson. And I'll tell you what, even if it's in the air, I think Charlie would have beat it. Bonifacio, I'm surprised at how quickly Culberson out of the right side of the box got up the line.
A lot of these guys the Cubs players have not seen. Culberson, he's going to get to his knees. He actually responded pretty quick to this, and he tried to air it out. Second ball he's thrown in the dirt tonight. Watch Culberson coming out of this box. He knows difficult play. Puts the head down, puts on the sprinter move to first base. Called safe by Phil Cousin.
Give Bonifacio an error.
It was pretty close. Did they really? I think there's going to be a challenge. Let's look at it again. Let's see. Rick's like, come on, we're going to go over to the dugout and look for a minute. Come on, let me help you. We're going right over here.
About that body
let's
language.
Stop right. Ooh, is it in the glove? I can't see if it's in the glove.
I don't know about that. I thought he was on the bag. As you see the ball, look right
see the
below
ball disappear there. So
yeah, but he's called safe, and it looks like his heel's on the bag. I don't think this one's getting overturned. This manager's challenge brought to you by Subaru's EyeSight Driver Assist technology, a vigilant safety feature that gives peace of mind to every drive.
Well, one thing about it here at this ballpark, at least not for a couple of years,
In glove. Ooh, that one looks a little different.
There's not a video board here to watch it on.
Well, if the Cubs have their way,
they may be out. I don't know if the heel got there in time or not. We'll know shortly.
If the Cubs have their way in the next couple of years, they will have some video boards. They want to do a huge facelift on this ballpark.
The neat part about tomorrow, Jenny Kavanaugh will give us an update on all the new renovations that are going to go on here at Wrigley Field in the next 3 to 4 years. Everybody's going to be happy.
See if the Rockies are happy after they adjudicate this in New York. I'm still unclear, George, as we learn more about replay, why it takes 2 umpires to listen. Jerry Davis is there. He's the crew chief. And Phil Cuzzy, who made the call, is there. And that's kind of how the protocol goes. The crew chief goes over. Both wear headsets. And it's almost like the coin toss that got screwed up a couple years ago in the NFL. Did you hear him say safe or out?
Well, here's the thing, too, though. There's 2 crews in New York watching this. There's 8 guys that are watching this, so you've got basically 20 sets of eyes sitting on this right now.
Based on that, I think he's going to be called out.
He is.
So that'll end the inning. Barnes left at second after the pop fly double, and it remains Cubs 2, Rockies nothing, middle of 5. Game broadcast. It's brought to you by AT&T. Great city of Chicago, known as the Windy City, but as we've pointed out in the past, it's not what everybody thinks. It's not the Windy City because it is often windy from a weather standpoint. It actually was a reference years ago as this ball's clubbed to center field by Junior Lake, and it'll be caught on the edge of the track by Charlie Blackman. It's also known as a town, a very political town, shall we say. And when politicians speak a lot, they can be called windy, and that's why Chicago became known as the Windy City. One out, John Baker coming up. Baker struck out his first time, and he takes strike one. It's our Toy to Talk inning. Flande throws a slider there. It's 1-1. Here's our first question of the night. Is it more taxing on a pitcher's arm to throw a high velocity fastball or a off speed pitch?
Well, I think the more breaking balls, particularly on younger kids, it's going to be more taxing. The guys that just flip the breaking balls all the time. And I see it at Little League games, which really kind of bothers me, to be quite honest with you. They just overuse that pitch, and then pretty soon you'll see the arm draw up, and later, and eventually the injuries happen.
Again, chopped foul. Guys allowed to be in the clubhouse, dugout, watch the game when they're on the DL. I think we had this one yesterday, and most guys are allowed to be certainly in the clubhouse and oftentimes the dugout. Michael Kadyr's in the dugout tonight. He remains on the DL.
Well, the other thing, too, a lot of times because you have 25 players who are getting prepared for the game, and with multiple trainers at the big league level, a lot of times guys either come in very early to get treatment or very late to get treatment. But I do also understand what you're asking about the DL, guys sitting on the bench during the game.
Wada takes a strike, too quickly gone. Both runs came last inning against Flande. Soft single and really an end of the bat double. Bonifacio and Alcantara leading things off, and then an RBI ground out and a sac fly. So it's not as if Flande was kicked around last inning. And Flande strikes out Wada with a slider. Good strong inning. 6 punch outs for Johan Flande. Get him some offense. We'll go to the 6th. The Cubs up 2-0 at Wrigley.
To nothing. Well, speaking of the Cubs and the Hall of Fame inductions yesterday, Greg Maddux, yes, he spent most of his career as an Atlanta Brave, but he did start his career out with the Cubs. And back in 1985, his pitching coach happened to be Jim Wright at the high A level. Jim Wright told me today, now the pitching coach, of course, for the Colorado Rockies, that during a meeting with all levels of coaches for the Cubs organization, he was asked to evaluate his pitchers for that year. He got to Greg Maddux, started to evaluate him, and, well, this is what he ended up saying.
what we have basically here is a future Hall of Fame pitcher. I said that when he was 19, and I took a lot of ridicule for it. But I stood behind those words then to a couple of guys that kind of got on me. I said, "Well, time will tell." But you're the second person that said I was stupid for saying that. But Greg was that kind of guy. You could tell he was just a pure baseball player.
Well, yesterday in Cooperstown, Greg Maddux thanked 44 people in his induction speech to the Hall of Fame. 16 of those were coaches or managers. One of those he thanked personally, Jim Wright, for teaching him how to locate both sides of the plate. Pretty cool to be one of the 44 mentioned in Greg Maddux' Hall of Fame speech, guys.
You know what? That's a really nice tribute and moment for Jim. That's awesome. And I'm glad you told that story, Jenny. Talk about being tickled and having a sense of pride that feel like you had a small role in one of the greatest pitchers of all time, their success. Johan Flande's at the plate with a 1-1 count. Rockies will have 9-1-2 here in the 6th inning. Charlie Blackmon on deck. So Yoshi Wada, has pitched well. He's allowed only 2 hits. A single by Paulson in the 3rd. And the double he allowed in the 5th inning by Barnes really should have been caught. It was a fly ball that Junior Lake lost in the sky. Wada right now one of 8 pitchers active in Major League Baseball that hail from Japan.
More and more are starting to come over, but a lot of them now are not the big money guys. They're not Tanaka or Daisuke. They're guys that basically come to the end of that contract over there, and then they become free agents, and their club doesn't want them over there, so they come here.
Wada gets his 5th strikeout. Blackmon coming up. Charlie's 0 for 2, strikeout and a fly ball to left field. More on the professor, Greg Maddux. 10 years with the Cubs. He won 133 games, often pitching on teams that were not very good. Then 194 more with Atlanta. Won the Cy Young with Chicago. First of 4 straight Cy Youngs. And he elected, along with Tony La Russa, a little more influence now for the players, not to have an insignia on his cap, on his plaque in the Hall of Fame.
Didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Didn't want to hurt Cub fans' feelings or Atlanta if he goes vice versa.
Right. And Tony felt the same way. I mean, Tony got his start here in Chicago on the South Side.
Tony was managing and getting his law degree in AAA with the Iowa, at that time, the White Sox.
One to Blackmon, and Charlie hits one to center field for a knock. Well, that's a professional turn right there. Make them field it into a single. Everything's a double until they field it into a single. So Charlie with a 1-out knock, and DJ LeMahieu will come up. Thanks for tweeting us your questions during Toyota Talk. For more answers, visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/RootSportsRM.
Charlie with 19 stolen bases. He's been caught 5 times. DJ LeMahieu hitting in a 2-hole with the late scratch of Rutledge, a guy you could hit and run, move the baseball, or let Charlie try to steal a base.
It's inside. LeMahieu in his career always works this way, doesn't it, George? DJ hitting .419 against his former club.
Not surprising.
Remember when Cargo first faced Arizona?
Killed him. Well, they're playing him. They're playing him defensively now in right field, riding up the not far from the line, giving him the right center field gap.
But I'm shocked because they have the second baseman Alcantara
tight.
You know, double play depth. I get it. You have to honor that, but there's a huge hole on that right side. DJ goes in that direction frequently. He's got a 2-0 count to work with.
80
runner going, and it's a hit and run.
80 of his 80 of his 94 hits have either been up the middle or to the right side. 44 to the right, 36 up to the middle, and then 14 to the left side. Again, trying to slice it to right. Tell you what, though, the one thing he can do is recognize in and pull the baseball. DJ's from Michigan, isn't he? He'll have a big crowd in Detroit this weekend.
Yeah, Bloomfield Hills. He's growing up in Wisconsin also. Detroit on the weekend is going to be packed with LeMahieu jerseys.
He's kind of offered everything but the kitchen sink right now. See, I thought, you know, it was great. Mike Fox was directing tonight, and he gave me a shot of the signs. And a lot of times when you see a catcher take the thumb and flip it, if you're looking in, you see that thumb flip. He wants you to throw to first base. And the fourth sign that he gave in there was a thumb flip. And then now he's going out to the mound. It's like, I wanted you to throw over there. They threw the hit and run on. Now you got 2 strikes. Probably not going to do that, but they may have a straight steal going. Give me a chance to strike out thrower. Fastball in.
Too far in, and it's full 3-2. See if Charlie's in motion here.
The farthest he's gone in a game so far, you know, speaking of Wada, throwing 9 innings total in his first 2 starts.
His last outing against the Padres, he got into the 5th inning, didn't get anybody out. He had command issues in that ball game, walking 4. He hasn't walked anybody tonight. Gave up some home runs in Japan.
He threw that heater to Rizzo at about 100. Maybe in the best fastball he's thrown all night. A snap throw over to Charlie.
Not a surprise if you're, you know, a base stealer like Blackman in that situation. You got to assume they're going to throw over 3-2.
A slider was called here.
There goes Blackman. This is line to right. It'll get down. Charlie read it. He'll go first to third.
45th hit for DJ LeMahieu to right field.
How about that at bat?
That was a great at bat right there. Remember, the slider thrown to Arenado was a back foot slider, and Arenado could not hold up on it. So you keep that in your memory bank. DJ on a 3-2 count gets a slider, but it was from the outside in. So in other words, it was going to try to take the outside corner to a right-hander. It got too much of the plate. Good job. Hands inside the baseball and slices this ball to right field. Charlie read it, and then he just went on to third base to test the arm of Ruggiano, and he got there just ahead of the throw. And able to slide back and grab the bag. First and third, 1 out, and Cargo at the plate. Remember, Cargo fly deep to left field, right in front of the 368 sign in his previous at bat.
Yeah, it was a line shot. Coghlan made a great play, and he had a quality swing here, and he fouls it off. It's 0-1. Cargo 0 for 2 yesterday, 0 for 2 in today's game. Missed the ball game on Saturday with a sprained ankle. Tonight is his 669th game in a Rockies uniform. 10th all time. Just moved past Nafi Perez. And he got another pitch to hit.
I asked Pedro Estacio the other day when he was with us. I said, what happened to Nafi? What's he up to? He said, oh, he's having a blast down in Dominican, doing some lessons here and there, doing some clinics, being involved in the community.
He came from a very talented family, George. I think there were doctors in there, musicians. He had a great personality. 2 strikes on Cargo, 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Tried to get him to bite on that fastball. And it's 1-2. 10 home runs, 36 driven in a injury-plagued season for Carlos. Blackman and LeMahieu aboard. And he struck him out. 2 outs. Just a fastball really down the middle. 6 strikeouts for Wada. See if Nolan Arenado can come through here with 2 gone.
79 total pitches, 51 of those are strikes, and the right guy at the plate now for the Rockies with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, and that's a Nolan Arenado. He had hit 389 at one point with the bases loaded, or excuse me, with men in scoring position at 2 outs.
Ball 1 on Arenado.
Turns into a different hitter this year. 360, 1 home run and 12 RBIs with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Very good, high number. Big swing there, and he swung and came up empty.
23-year-old Nolan Arenado. Slugged .405 last year. He's at .477 this year. 1-1, and that's a base hit to center field. Rockies on the board as LeMahieu will go 1st to 3rd. Nolan Arenado coming through his 38th RBI, and it's a 2-1 ball game.
Coming through again with 2 outs and men in scoring position. And to move it to 1st to 3rd, Nolan Arenado moved DJ over to 3rd base. Still no action in the Cub bullpen. And it's a 2-1 ball game. Boy, what a good swing on this pitcher. Folks, kids, watch this at home. Inside the baseball. Look at his hands. It's so consciously thinking of keeping the head on the ball when it is swung. You know, when that bat comes through the zone, he's looking right at it. Now we got trainers and everybody walking out. What's going on? Renteria's coming out. Trainers are coming out.
Is that trainer or translator?
It's not translator. That's Bosio. Okay, he's pitching coach coming out to visit a little bit. .45 of Nolan's career 90 RBIs have come with 2 outs. How about that number? Think about that, folks.
He got a slider, and he really exaggerates, George, as you were describing.
Well,
putting his eyeballs right on.
This is what I like.
Yeah.
It's right here. I mean, he is focused straight in on everything of making solid contact on the baseball. It's a good hitting drill if you're at home to take 2 baseballs and put on the plate when you're taking a front toss, soft toss, or a guy's throwing to you. And when you finish your swing, finish looking at those 2 baseballs on top of home plate.
Now Willeen Rosario could tie it up. LeMahieu at 3rd, Arenado at 1st, and Arenado had a very conservative lead naturally, and just took 1 step and he's back on the bag.
You know, if you got a translator, why don't they just send him out there? Say, go out and ask him these questions, and you look back at the dugout, thumb up, thumb down, like they do on you know, when they're appealing a call. It's not how it works.
Would it count as a visit?
Sure. I just think it's great when a guy in a hooded sweatshirt and shorts shows up on the mound with a pitching coach.
Did they ever send out a translator when you were out on the mound?
No.
No, I mean, for you
a redneck?
to the pitching coach.
Send another redneck out there to talk to me.
Rosario hit a rocket to Castro his last time up. And Willeen takes away 2-0. I said it the other day. Baseball's such a tough game on you mentally. And for Willeen, his numbers offensively, not what he wants, as they're going to get some action in the bullpen. But if he can put together a strong second half, and help the club immensely. And this ball to Castro, he boots it, still got to go to first, and he'll get Rosario by a stride. In the inning, the Rockies get a run on 3 singles. Blackman, LeMahieu, and the 2-out knock by Arenado. It's 2-1, middle of 6. For checking's a thing of the past. Get First Bank free checking at efirstbank.com. 2-1 Chicago. Wada has pitched 6 pretty good innings. Ben Paulson has a base hit, 7-game hitting streak to begin his career. Nolan Arenado, an RBI single a moment ago, and Johan Flandes pitched well also. And he'll go out there for an inning that has been problematic for him, George, in his brief time in the big leagues, the 6th inning.
6.15 average against. Prior to those other first 2 times through, it's been 260 or 263. I liked what he did. He gave a little motion over to Paulson, knowing that he has speed in Bonifacio. And so if the ball's pushed to the right side, I'm going to the bag, you get the ball. You've got to have that type of communication of what you're doing. Started to show bunt, strike 1 by Flanda. He has been outstanding in this game tonight.
And 0-2. Hey, listen, in his mind, he doesn't need you to recite statistics. He knows that he hasn't been able to get past the 6th inning. He's seeing this lineup now for the 3rd time. Bonifacio's the leadoff man. Here's the 0-2.
Well, two things happening. One, you got a catcher that comes and tells you, all right, we're going to bust through this 3rd. Come on, it's got a 2-1 ball game. We've battled back into this. The other thing you can do is challenge a guy like this. I need you to get deeper into this ball game. Let him know that you need him to get through this 6th inning. You let him hit in the 5th to lead off the inning down 2-0. That should give you enough confidence from your manager.
Got him with a slider down. Beautiful pitch by Flande. And hopefully that's indicative of how he's going to handle this 3rd time through. He's now struck out, George, 7 in the game and 3 straight. Mendy Alcantara coming up.
We're going to take a look at this last pitch, a hard slider in a very, very good location. And we showed you in the beginning his pitch arsenal. And when you looked at his percentages, they didn't hit the fastball really well. They didn't hit the changeup well.
To 3rd, Nolan, get up, make a play. Oh, cut it out. What a play by Arenado. What a gorgeous play by Nolan.
It was here in Chicago that he dove into foul territory, but it was backed by the umpire a year ago that said maybe one of the best plays I've seen made by a third baseman. This play again, just because of who's hitting. You've got a ton of speed. Nolan uses the bag to push himself up to the one knee, and then I'll just flip it over to first and get one of the fastest guys in baseball. You kidding me? Come on. That's so much fun to watch.
Here's Rizzo, and Rizzo hits a flare that's going to be caught in short left field by Culberson. What a sixth inning, as Flande has punched out 7. Think about this, folks. In his last 2 outings, he didn't have a strikeout. Matched his career total. Brought to you by Mike Shaw Subaru, always our lowest price, and by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Back in Chicago, the Rockies trailing the Cubs 2-1. In the top of the 7th, it'll be Barnes, Paulson, and Charlie Culberson to face Tsuyoshi Wada. How many people thought this would be a pitcher's duel this late in the ball game? But Wada has been very good, and Johan Flande has done a marvelous job. The Rockies are going to get action with Flande due up 4th in the inning. But he's now gone deeper into a ball game than his first 4 starts. And again, the 7 strikeouts tonight matched what he had produced in his first 4 games in the big leagues. And again, he hadn't struck anybody out in his last 2 outings. A lot of ground balls. Not a big strikeout guy, but he's had a good slider tonight. He spotted the ball very well.
He's done a really nice job, particularly with the slider. That's where he's done a really nice job. Russell and Slitter is warming up down in the bullpen for the Chicago Cubs. Did I say that right, Doug? You went and checked it out for me. That's what Dougie said.
Brandon Barnes at the plate with a 2-0 count.
Huh, I got a name right. Well, they're setting this up.
Russell?
Yeah, Russell. They're setting this thing up as they look down at the Rockies bench. They know that on the left side, Corey Dickerson, they could go to him. Culberson is already, into the ball game. He is inserted. You have Rutledge. Is he available? You don't know. Stubbs normally would have been playing against the left-hander. How's he feeling? So, the bench is short for the Rockies tonight.
And it's short to begin with because the Rockies are carrying an extra pitcher. 3-1 on Barnes. Quality hack there, and it's 3-2.
RBI Baseball is back with all 30 Major League teams and 2014 players. Get the retro 2-button style baseball game jersey you've been missing. Visit RBIGame.com for more details and download today. Massett and Belisle are both warming up down in the bullpen, and it's difficult. I can tell you from personal experience at Wrigley Field, on the visitor side more so than the home side, if Barnes will draw a walk.
That's the first walk allowed by Wada. See if that sends up red flags for Rick Renteria.
With Paulson coming up, hitting the 3-hole mostly, sometimes 4-hole for the Colorado Springs Sky Sox, as you look at Massett and Belisle warm up. I don't know how many times he's been asked to bunt in his career. He's been mostly an RBI guy. Down one, you'd think it would be a good situation to do it.
Well, you know, on the road, though, you don't generally play for a tie, so.
Trying to get a guy in scoring position. You're also at the bottom of your lineup, so that may be a job to let him swing it too. You're just in the 7th inning. It's not the 9th.
Staring down Stu Cole at third. Swinging the bat so well. Tonight it's 2-1. First time these two teams met at Wrigley Field, of course, it was 1993. And it was not exactly a pitcher's duel. It took 11 innings to produce a final. 14-13 was the final score, with the Rockies prevailing. Sammy Sosa had a couple home runs in that game. This ball pulled to Rizzo, steps on the bag, and they're going to get a double play.
Well, Barnes didn't know, I think, that the ball had been caught. He was on the move immediately. You tip your hat to the defensive side of things. Rizzo on the year had made 8 errors coming into this ball game. He backhands the shot by Polson. A 2-hopper, steps on the bag, fires a perfect strike down to Castro, and he applies the tag to Barnes. Nice play defensively.
Culberson a line out to center field and a ground ball to third.
The reason I say it's difficult on the visiting side to warm up in the bullpen is because of the proximity of the pitching rubber down in the bullpen. Kind of got to alternate throws. And for the guy on this side right here, it's even harder because of the fans are right next to you. And they're not telling you they love you.
Be interesting if Culberson doesn't reach. Flande's got 83 pitches and he's coming off a dominant inning. Do you let him go one more?
March him out there.
Well, I would agree, because right now the bullpen has had to eat up so many innings and they have not been in good place, and take advantage that Flande is pitching a beautiful game. This ball's in the air to right center field, and it'll be caught out there by Ruziano.
He almost started that slide too early, didn't he?
Turns into a 1-2-3 inning. Barnes erased after walking. 2-1 Chicago, stretch time at Wrigley. Tag Seal fan photo for an opportunity to be seen in upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. This is Claire's selfie, and she's got a bunch of friends in there also. It's a dugout selfie.
The big selfie, that's becoming a big thing, isn't it? The selfie picture. Because I see you doing it all the time with Doug.
Really?
Yeah. The one that got me was when you were running down the street doing your morning run and you were taking a picture of your selfie when you ran by.
So now I know you're telling stories because I don't ever take my phone with me.
Oh, we know that.
This ball lined to deep center by Castro, and it's over the head of Blackman. Starlin Castro into second with a leadoff double against Johan Flande. So Flande had retired 8 in a row prior to that double by Starlin Castro, his first hit of the night.
And Matt Belisle had continued to throw. Masson had set down. Blondie out of the glove. Fastball down and away. Castro goes with the pitch. It slices away from Charlie. Although Charlie not probably going to get to the spot where that ball landed because of his position defensively.
Ruggiano at the plate. Swinging the bat well. Single and a sac fly tonight.
Just the second time the Cubs had a chance with a runner in scoring position. They're 0 for 1. The Rockies are 1 for 6 in that category.
Ruggiano hitting .382 over his last 23 games. Missed a month early on with a hamstring strain. Go back to when he came off the DL on May 26th. He's hitting .311. Down the line at Nolan. Holds the runner and throws across. Man, that's a good play also. He makes plays that are not easy look somewhat routine.
You know, he's not a fast runner, but he is a fast reaction guy.
Great way of describing it, George. You're absolutely right. He's a below average runner, but he has great quicks, first step quicks, third.
Quickness, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you're using football terminology. Quicks.
Quicks, yeah, there you go.
I call it a quick twitch guy. He's very quick to the spot, get to the baseball, and very good instincts. Check the runner, fire to third, fire to first base, and get the out. And that's because of the arm strength he has. It buys him time to be able to make plays just like that.
Now Flande has a left-on-left situation with Coghlan.
Now Matt Belisle is ready.
You know, when you have guys like as Matty is getting ready to go, and he's got to be ready. He's been throwing for a little bit. When you get a guy like Flande, a career minor leaguer, he's 28, and he comes up to the big leagues in a season where the Rockies have been decimated by injuries, and he not only hangs in there, but throws out a ball game like this, keeping you in it in the late innings. That's good scouting. You've got John Wiles, the guy who's really behind getting Johan Flande to the Rockies organization. So you give Johnny a lot of credit. That's why when you hear terms like scouting and development, it goes beyond, George, you know this so well, it goes beyond just first and second round picks. Sometimes it's looking at other organizations in the minor leagues and who can provide quality depth.
It's two separate really groups of guys. You have your pro scouts and then you have your amateur scouts. So on the pro scouting side of it, and then you list your right-handers, left-handers you would like to try to sign for depth in your minor leagues. And Flande was one of those guys on John's list. Based upon what he had done in the past, it would give you some depth. And quite honestly, you entice the signing to the player and the agent. And say, we'll invite you to Major League Camp. Some guys don't get invited to Major League Camp when they sign as a minor league free agent. But it's also John's relationship with agents and trust from the agent, trust from his reports of his pro scouts.
Swung on and missed, and Flande strikes out Chris Coghlan for the second out, and Castro remains at second base.
And here comes Walt. You know, it's right on right, runner down at second, and you listen, you finish in a very high note here. You got right on right. You threw the ball right by Coghlan. We're going to go down and give the ball to Matt Belisle with a runner at second and 2 outs, and let him slam the door here and give this offense a chance.
What a job. And look at the guys come in, and they really appreciate what Flande's done. Not only they're patting him on the back, and he's giving high fives around, and then he reached over and patted Matt Belisle. Really happy for his kid, his story. He gave up 2 runs on just 4 hits. The only walk he had was an intentional one, and he struck out a career best 8. Again, he had 7 punch-outs in his first 4 starts. Rockies, however, trailing 2-1. Matt Belisle was brought in to face junior leg. Rick Renteria's called back leg for the veteran Luis Valbuena. He's a super utility type player. Can play the infield and the outfield. There's the numbers on Matty.
And you look also beyond Matt's numbers, 47th game for him to appear in. Lake was hitting 123 with runners in scoring position. So this is an easy way to make a switch out here. He still has Scherholz, the left-hander, on the bench. Belisle now will take him on. Belisle on the season and facing left-handers. They've hit 300 against him. Looking for a ground ball out or a strikeout. Anything to get out of this inning. No more damage.
Breaking ball to start out Valbuena. Ball 1.
I think at times Matt had become predictable with what pitch would be thrown first. Good idea to go to the breaking ball. Very good command of it.
That's on the inside corner, zipped in there. 1-1 on Valbuena, native of Venezuela. First came up in 08 with Seattle. Time with Cleveland, and the last few years with the Cubs. So he's been a part-time player. Breaking ball, and it's weakly hit to first. Paulson's got it. Nice job, Belisle. Nice job, Johan Flande. We'll get the bats going. We'll go to the 8th inning. Rockies trailing 2-1. Cooney Lexus look back. It's a 2-1 ball game. And the story of the game from the Rockies standpoint, Yohan Flande, the 2 runs he gave up a couple of soft hits that ended up leading to the 2 runs. Tsuyoshi Wada's pitched well also. He's out there for the 8th inning. He's allowed us to run on 5 hits. Nolan Arenado has been great defensively, and he's driven in the only run for the Rockies. That 2-out single in the 6th inning. Charlie Blackmon, who had singled earlier in the frame, comes around. That's our Cooney Lexus look back. Brought to you by Cooney Lexus, open in Greenwood Village in Colorado Springs. Emilio Bonifacio moves to center field from third base, and Luis Valbuena is in at third. Junior Lake was pinch hit for. And he's still out there, as we mentioned. Tsuyoshi Wada. And the Rockies will have 9-1-2 in their lineup. And even though it's left on left, the Rockies, that is indicative to me that Stubbs is not available again tonight.
And Rutledge was scratched. You're down to McHenry, your backup catcher. You can't pinch hit him in the 8th inning. So you have to go to Dickerson, the left-hander.
Now you talk about a short bench. It began with 4, and now Rick Renneria is going to make a change. And why you got Wada in there left, and you're
you're going to a fresh left arm in Russell.
Okay.
That's what I mean. That's what you're doing, and you're going to double switch. You're going to send Scherholz to right. Then you're going to bring in Russell, fresh left arm on a left-handed hitter, versus a guy that's pitched 7 innings so far.
So here comes Russell into the game. Renneria will go out and officially take the baseball from Wada. Two to 1 Chicago. Michael. He also hit it on the first pitch against Sean Marshall, a left-hander, into the upper deck. He did it in a grand fashion. So Dickerson against the left-hander Russell fouls off the first pitch. Russell, one of the setup men for the Chicago Cubs, veteran left-handed arm.
Interesting, pitched well here, 312 earned run average. Left-handers have hit 293 with 3 home runs. Right-handers 094 with no home runs.
You go figure. Overall, it's a 198 average against. You just think the splits would be different. And this is another hit for a lefty. Dickerson with a line single to center field. So the tying run is aboard with nobody out. It's the third time in the ball game the Rockies have had the leadoff man on. Paulson in the third. He can get no further than second base. Charlie Blackmon in the sixth, and he scored. Actually, let me correct that, because Flande led off the sixth inning with a strikeout. So it's just the second time tonight the Rockies had the leadoff man on.
The overall numbers for Russell, 43rd appearance for him to make. So when you see that, when you look at the innings pitched, 31, the left-handed setup man / specialist to face just lefties. He'll see his last batter. And Charlie Blackmon. Former Rocky Pedro Strop is down in the.
Good bunt by Blackmon. And Russell fires it to Rizzo. Sack bunt, 1 out. And Dickerson at second for DJ LeMahieu.
And they'll go to the right-hander, Pedro Strop, a very good arm. This is a young man in the Rocky organization that when he was cut loose, he went to Texas. He was claimed off waivers into Baltimore, and then now here in Chicago. He had elbow surgery. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we get back to this. But 2-1 with a runner in scoring position, Strop on the mound.
DJ LeMahieu coming up against the former Rockies farmhand Pedro Strop.
Great arm. I mean, he had a lot of surgeries on that elbow early on in his career. Left-hand righties that hit 164, lefties 226.
You know where he had the best success, George? He went to Texas, you're right. Then he went on to Baltimore, and he's been with the Cubs the last couple of years. In Baltimore, in 2012, he made 70 appearances, 2.44 ERA, 5-2 record. In 66 1/3, he allowed only 52 hits. The ball came flying in from the bullpen. You know, that happens.
It's the hazard of having it down there.
Yeah, that happens on your local rec league field. You don't normally see it in the big leagues.
Well, that's because all the bullpens are out behind the outfield wall. There's very few teams now that have this here. But, you know, you sit down there and a guy's getting ready for the game. He's firing 90-mile-an-hour sliders in the dirt. You're not real anxious about trying to block it, because most of the time those guys that are catching right now don't have on a chest protector.
And you have to have a personal protector for the bullpen that's not in the game also.
But that's also someone that's, you know, he's protecting against the hitter. He's not worried about a ball squirting by him. Brooks Brown has jumped out there to be the protector. It's usually the rookie. And you feel horrible if a guy gets hit. I mean, you're just like really upset with yourself if the guy gets hit down there. So you gotta be alert.
You got to be alert for two reasons. You got to make sure you don't field a fair ball.
Well, hopefully you don't do that. Hopefully you're paying enough attention that if the umpire points towards inside the white lines, you get out of the way.
1-2 on LeMahieu. Good speed at second, and Dickerson. And he got him on a slider. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Cargo.
Nasty cutter / slider. Hard with some depth away on that outside corner, and the 0-2 count dictated that.
Cubs are going to put a shift on him with the runner at second base. Castro goes to the right side. Cargo tonight is 0 for 3. A strikeout, a line out to deep left center field, and another strikeout.
And Baker just told Stroke, make sure you get to first base on a ball to the right side, because they're playing not only a shift, they're playing deep. So you got to get over there. Showed you earlier, left-handers have hit .226 against Pedro with 1 home run.
Cargo just 8 for 41, a 195 average since coming off the disabled list with 17 strikeouts. He struggled with the heater. Here's the 1-0. And that pops off the glove, allowing Dickerson to move up. That'll be a pass ball on Baker.
Be his 4th pass ball of the season. Just squirted out. I mean, it hit too far down into the palm of the glove and worked its way out of the end of it.
What happens with gloves that aren't fully broken in?
I was going to say, is he using a new glove behind the plate?
I would doubt it.
He's not.
Cargo pulls it, but right out. Rizzo to end the inning. And the Rockies still trail by that single run. Dickerson left at third base, middle of 8th. To what's next. Take a look at the next few weeks. Rockies will be in Chicago the next few days. Then it's on to Motown to take on the Tigers. Monday will be an off day at home. The Cubs will come a-calling midweek on Tuesday. And then the Rockies will head to Arizona and San Diego before returning home to see the Cincinnati Reds. Amazing, we're a few days from August. Nick Massett in the 8th inning. If you're just joining us, Johan Flande, 6 2/3, terrific tonight. He gave up 2 runs on just 4 hits, walked 1. And the 4 hits he allowed, Castro's was really the only one that was hit well, a double to center field. There was a double off the end of the bat by Alcantara in the 4th inning. That followed an end of the bat single by Bonifacio. And the 4th is when the Cubs produced their 2 runs. Here's the 1-0 to Baker. That's a smidgen low, also evidently 2-0. Nick Massett has a lot of experience facing the Cubs. Being in the same division when Nick was a setup man with the Reds, 33 career games against the Cubs, 5-0 with a 2.06 ERA. He gets a swinging strike there. It's 2-1. Auto glass issues, trust Safelight, safelight.com, on the phone at 303-287-5000. Cubs last year 66 and 96. Recently traded Jeff Samardzija and the former Rocky Jason Hamill to Oakland. And that's a base hit.
You want to take a behind-the-scenes tour of Coors Field, group and individual tickets. They're available year-round by calling 303-ROCKIES. If you do it during the season, between the hours of 5 a.m. and 6 a.m., Doug will take you. Between 6 and 7, Drew and I will take you. I am just kidding. Call today, 303-ROCKIES. It is a neat place to go visit and a great way to come in and get a behind-the-scenes look at how things work at Coors Field.
First at bat for Shearolds came in last inning in a double switch. Former San Francisco Giant.
Started out to have a pretty nice little career. He's kind of an up-down guy. Meaning going between the AAA and the big leagues back and forth with the Giant organization. Came over here and swung the bat well. Average not where he would like it to be, but 6 home runs, 32 RBIs on the season.
Runner going, and this one line toward right center. Cargo's going to try to throw him out at third. And it'll be first and third with nobody out.
That's Nick's game to try to keep and maintain this 2-1 ball game with first and third. Brothers was warming up, but he sat down when Massett came in. No action in the Rockies bullpen. Sinker down and away off the end of the bat. A broken bat. Flare into center field. Out in front, Cargo got that ball in a hurry. I thought he might have a chance at third with an accurate throw, and he might have. Bonifacio will switch over and hit from the left side with first and third.
pulled the bat back. 1-0. He's a good bunter, and he puts a lot of pressure on the defense because of his speed.
Eddie Butler's second start in Tulsa, 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned. He walked 2, he struck out 6.
Trying to get that sinker going again. Talking about Eddie Butler. Here's the 1-0. He did offer it that one, so it's 1-1. Going to get away enough that a run will score. Baker comes home, 3-1 Chicago. Be an error on Massett.
A veteran guy trying to make a snap throw over Scherholz with a pretty good lead. Paulson tried to lean out, but it did hit the first base umpire, Phil Cuzzy. But when it got away just a little bit, that opened the door for Baker to come score. Still nobody out here in the 8th.
This is lined the other way, fair ball. Scherholz to third and into second with a double. Is Bonifacio. 3 straight hits. Greet Nick Massett here in the bottom of the 8th. Nobody out. Mendy Alcantara coming up.
A lot of balls right off the end of the bat. This is no exception to what's happened in this inning. But yet base hits or doubles, it doesn't matter how they get there. This off the end of the bat, again, you can see it. Flared down the left field line. It's going to have spin. It's going to work away from Barnes. He's going to have to cut the ball off and then get in line with it. They hold up all the runners. So now second and third and nobody out. And Jim Wright's going to make a quick sprint to the mound.
Who wants tacos? Fans follow @RootSports_Mario on Twitter to receive alerts for the Rockies taco special. The Rockies score 7 or more runs. Jim Wright, Walt Weiss, and as importantly, the members of that bullpen. It's been a frustrating period for them. They've now given up at least a run in 13 consecutive games and 21 of their last 23. Trying to give your club a legitimate shot in the 9th inning. You're already down 2, and they're 2 in scoring position with nobody out. Inside at Alcantara.
Looking for a ground ball right at somebody. The ball's going to squirt away. No advancement though. Look again, is there late movement on this pitch from Massett? It hit the dirt. Rosario tried to backhand. That's when it squirted away from him. He alertly got to that baseball very quickly. Sometimes even if you anticipate that ball in the dirt, you got to give your body up, block it, and keep it out in front of you at all costs. Don't try to backhand.
2-0 on Alcantara. And it's 3-0. Chad Bettis. Ball 4. So the Rockies will have a force all around. But the biggest offensive threat for the Cubs is coming up. That's why you hear the crowd reacting in the background. Anthony Rizzo.
Looking into the Rockies dugout, looking for direction from Eric Young, Stu Coles, the positioning of where they want them. Still play a little bit of a pull to the right side with Rizzo up. Culberson's up the middle. The right side is on the right. I mean, it is crowded there.
Throw to third.
Ooh. You can see right now. You can see Nolan's going to check it right now.
That's exactly what he pointed to.
Jerry Lane doesn't like it, but they're saying get the phone call into the dugout. Walt's going to walk out and wait for the thumb up or thumb down. He will jog out to Jerry Lane. Nolan not wanting to show the umpire up at all, but that's the reaction you have now.
I don't know. It looked like he's out.
Hand's not there. Oh, this would be perfect.
Yeah, this would
right
be a
here.
great view of it. On the back before the hand got there.
Yeah.
He's out.
Hands up in the air. Walt wants it checked, as he should. It was a big out.
Could be. This manager's challenge brought to you by Subaru's EyeSight Driver Assist technology, a vigilant safety feature that gives peace of mind to every drive. Great throw by Rosario.
Snap throw. You better believe it is. See Nolan put his foot down, so that's going to push the hand away. See Nolan's foot right there? When he pushed and put his foot down, so now the hand's going to go outside of him.
That didn't take long. Out at third base.
Don't get mad at Nolan now, Jerry Davis.
Searholtz picked off by Willian Rosario. 1 out. Runners at first and second. This is how much the game's changed with replay.
Don't argue with the umpire.
Instead of arguing, don't just have point to the dugout and have the manager come out. Rizzo takes low. This ball lined toward right center field. That'll drop. That'll score a run. And it's 4-1. Anthony Rizzo with his second ribby of the night. 58th on the season. And Alcantara to third.
Trying to get the ball down in the zone, trying to create ground balls and outs, and this is down in the zone. But Rizzo, nice piece of hitting. He just went down and got the baseball and shot it into right. I mean, he really dropped down on that back knee to get down to it. And it drops in out in front of Charlie Blackmon. The run comes around to score. He advances to third. First and third, not Nick Massett's night tonight. We'll hand it over to Chad Bettis to try to clean it up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Game 4-1. They're now bringing the ball game in with runners at first and third. Make sure you visit the rooftop. Drew and I did last week. Had a really good time, even though for 4 innings. Arrive early for pregame festivities, beer specials before the first pitch. The rooftop is a place to be during baseball season at Coors Field. 303 Rockies, Rockies.com/rooftop. Chad Bettis coming into the ball game. He pitched in yesterday's game. Bettis in that ball game, 1 inning, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, a walk. But he worked out of a bases-loaded situation. He's got runners here, first and third, and 1 out. Appearances, this is his 21st. High earned run average, 24 innings pitched. The strikeouts, just 13, 42 hits given up. He has inherited 10 base runners, and 6% of them have scored. 6 have scored, 60% of them. That number going the other way.
Castro takes low. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Alcantara is at third. Anthony Rizzo is at first. 4-1 Chicago. It was 2-1 entering the inning. Bassett gave up 4 hits and a walk. The only out that was recorded was the pickoff by Willeen Rosario. This ball up the middle, diving stop, what a play, oh, what a double play. Culberson to LeMahieu on the first. Charlie Culberson with an absolute gem of a play. Nice ending to a rough inning for the Rockies as the Cubs come up with 2 runs, but this is worthy of several more looks.
How about the accuracy of that flip with the leather?
Work to do in the 9th. The Rockies trail 4-1. By Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By University of Colorado Health. And by 5 Hour Energy, helping recognize those who, despite their own needs, put others first. In Chicago, first of 4 on the north side. The Cubs have a 4-1 lead as we go to the top of the 9th inning. Let's get a quick look at what's to come after the ball game with Mark Stout. Mark? All right, Mark, thanks very much. Hector Rondon is the closer for the Chicago Cubs, and he fires the first pitch at 96 for strike one on Nolan Arenado. Nolan has driven in the Rockies' only run, a 2-out single in the 6th inning. 1 for 3 tonight. A couple of terrific plays defensively. Rockies have made several highlight reel plays with the gloves tonight. I don't think any better than what we just witnessed with Charlie Culberson up the middle. Sliders in there.
That was a great play by Charlie. You think of that. You think of the play by Cargo in right center field, making a diving catch on that fly ball. Second time we've seen that in the last 24 hours.
And this is in the air to right field. Shearholtz is out there. 1 out. Willeen Rosario will be next. Willeen is 0 for 3. Look at Hector Rondon. The Ford Strike Zone is powered by Ford cars. Big MPG, smart technology, and unsurpassed quality. See what happens when fun meets the road. Ford, go further. Rockies had a good weekend offensively. They scored 21 runs.
Well, they scored 21 runs, but they also got great starting pitching.
And they got great starting pitching again tonight. They had a really good effort from Flande. 6 2/3, and there's 2 runs allowed. We'll sign up for that any day of the week. And the rotation continues to be outstanding in the second half. Number 1 in the National League. And that won't be hurt by the performance tonight of Flande. But the bullpen has been, unfortunately, near the bottom of the rankings the last couple of months, and in particular the last couple of weeks. 13 straight games that they've given up a run. Auto glass damage, call SafeLight 303-287-5000, online at safelight.com. And Rondon strikes out Rosario for out number 2 in the 9th. Brandon Barnes will be next. Rondon was in the Cleveland organization, selected by the Cubs in the Rule 5 draft last year. Nice move by Theo Epstein, because now he's closing games for the Cubs. Last year he got in 45 games, never a save situation. 2-1 with a 477. 12 out of 15 this year in terms of saves. And this is a big chopper to third. And the Cubs win game 1 of this 4-game set by a score of 4-1. The Rockies never got untracked offensively. And they waste a very good performance on the hill from Johan Flande. Once again, the final score 4-1. The winning pitcher, Tsuyoshi Wada, with his first big league victory after many seasons in Japan. Our Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the game. Wada, he went 7 innings, allowed 1 run on 5 hits. He walked just 1. That came in his last inning, and he struck out 6. Tsuyoshi Wada, who was making just his 3rd start with the Cubs after pitching in Iowa most of this year. Our Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery. Cubs win it 4-1. The Cubs improved to 43-61. The Rockies are now 43-62. We'll see you tomorrow for Game 2 of the Subaru Series here at Wrigley Field, presented by Mike Shaw Subaru. Let's get into our Denver studios. Mark Stat, Jeff Houston.